I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Hey guys, welcome to my page Black Lens, and today is a good day. Well, first of all, let's start by taking a smoothie, because this actually it came out really good than I thought. I didn't know it was gonna taste this great. Y'all invited. This right here is the bomb, and today we will be talking about what it feels like being in South Korea. So this is a whole new different experience to me. It is a culture shock. It is very different from what I'm used to. The people, the lifestyle, the food, the general way of life, communication wise, everything is just new to me. Everything is so different to me out here. So I wanted to take the time out to make this video just to let you guys know, both for people trying to come to South Korea for vacations or people trying to start a new life in South Korea, some of the things to expect from the people so that it doesn't hit you quite as hard as it did to me. So number one, most restaurants here in Korea will deliver to your house regardless of how far or how further you are from the restaurant. They will deliver regardless. I know that is a common thing out there in different countries, but places like McDonald's will deliver to your house. So they have these things like scooters, like bikes that will actually deliver McDonald's to your house. So that is how much more they take food delivery more seriously. Number two, another interesting fact. So I'll walk around, and whenever I was talking to someone and the issue of age came in, I figured that Koreans have two different ages. So they have the age for legal stuff like their paperwork and schoolwork and whatever. They have that age, and then they have the actual age that like their birth age is different from the ages they use on their documents. So every Korean is a year older, if that makes sense. So they believe that at birth, when you're giving birth to, you're automatically a year older. Unlike in other Western countries that I know of, they give birth to you and you wait till you turn 1 year old. In Korea, by their culture, when you're giving birth to, you're already a year older. So you're just waiting to turn 2 years, and it goes that way. Number three. Now this is one that was quite unique to me. I had never seen it anywhere before. A country that is so obsessed with beauty. Yeah. Every beauty store you can think of, you will find in Korea, South Korea, I mean. Cause when you go down to Seoul, Yongsan or Suwon or Songtan, all these cities have big malls, and usually about 60% of the malls are just beauty products. That is how much they're so obsessed with having that close to perfect body. And when I did a little research about it online, I figured that actually South Korea ranks as one of the highest countries with cosmetic surgeries. So that's plastic surgeries. They actually rank very high when it comes to that, because all the youth both males and females strive for that perfection that they want to show off. So makeup, I see the guys, you see the guys with their makeup set on them. When you go to the restrooms, the guys will be doing their makeup, doing their eyebrows and whatnot, which is very normal to them. I found it weird because I don't know, maybe where I come from, guys just don't do that. So I kind of find it weird. But yeah, in South Korea, guys do makeup and it's perfect. Ladies do makeup perfect. Another thing I would like to talk about, of which I actually found very interesting. So there is this park called Haesindang Park. Haesindang Park. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but at least that was how it was spelled. Haesindang Park. And it's a park that is just dedicated to statues of really huge dicks. It's just a place dedicated to huge dicks, and that I found really interesting. I'm just gonna leave it there. So if you're coming to South Korea, just look forward to something like that. If someone told you they were taking you to Haesindang Park, just be prepared for what you see. You might want to grab a camera too, because okay. And this also, the fourth one. So I found something weird, strange to me, that Koreans believe that if a person's name is written in red ink, it's a sign of a bad omen or death. So no one's name is written in red ink in Korea, South Korea. Yeah, they just believe that it brings about the spirit of death, or it's a bad omen or something. So if you tried it anywhere, people around will freak out when you try to write someone's name in red ink. Yep. And the fifth observation I made was that South Koreans are very trying to get the word to use, are very romantic people in that sense. So usually I'll be down in Seoul or whatever, and you see couples dressed in the same I think it's called hanbok. The traditional clothing they wear, something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, they like to have the same dressing. So you see a man and a woman dressed in the same clothing outfit, and that is just a way of expressing their love. They like to hold each other's hands walking around. They like to it's just a city that flows with so much love in terms of the way couples behave on the road, and it's perfectly acceptable. They unlike other places where there are certain things that they think that does not need to be done outside. In Korea, if you guys are a couple, do whatever you want. Dress the same, wear the same hat, wear the same shoes, wear the same bags, hold hands, walk the same style. Yeah, couples, do whatever you do, and it's perfectly acceptable. And my sixth observation is that in South Korea is a big shopping hub. So almost all the big name brand stores that you think of, chances are that there is in Korea, and in every city there is a mall. There are huge malls in every place. I think almost every train station would have a mall. If not at the train station, then I think 2 stops away or something, there should be another mall. That is how much they love shopping. And the shops in the malls are open till 4 a.m. in the morning, and then they close and open back at I think at 7 a.m. in the morning. And in Korea, it's a big coffee place. So most of the coffee types, even different types of coffee shops that I never heard or seen before back in the States, all exist here in Korea because they are that big on coffee. So yeah, if you're looking for a place to shop, this the particular store you're looking for, there are chances that it's out here. So my seventh one is that in Korea, the taxis differ by color, and they just don't differ by color just because. Now, based on the color of cab that you pick, will determine the service that you get. So usually the white and gray taxis are just the beginner level, so they don't have extra professionalism that you require from a driver. But when you get the black cabs, so just like the way it is with Uber, they have the black ones where the service that is given to you is a little extra than just the regular average Uber driver. It is the same here in Korea. So just a tip, if you're taking a cab and you wanted that extra service to where you might want to go for a black cab instead of a regular white or gray. And this moves on to my seventh point, I believe. I don't know, I've lost track. But yeah, this next point is that here in South Korea, you might be wondering why their roofs have the raised edges, so they kind of look like wings or whatever. Yeah, there is a meaning to it. It is, their roofs are raised at the corners to signify that the people of the household are actually happy and content with themselves. So that is that roof signifies them smiling to the world. So it is not an architectural design or whatever. It actually has a meaning to it. And talking of surgery, I know I already talked about cosmetic surgery being a big one, but this particular surgery is an even bigger one. So eyelid surgery, yeah, eyelid surgery. Now that is one thing that I've actually not heard about, but we're in Korea and everything is possible. Eyelid surgery. So most people or most of the youth tend to go for this eyelid surgery. So most Koreans by nature have this very closed eye type of thing going on, but then they do this surgery to give them a more Western look. So they have more fuller and more open eyes as compared to the natural ones that they can come with. But then again, it's Korea and plastic surgery is a big thing, so it's widely acceptable here. No one is gonna look down on you. And moving on to my next point. So dogs, yeah, not as pets but as food. So Koreans, some Koreans, not all of them, some Koreans are big on dog dish, and they like to eat dogs. And this is not me saying it to look bad or down on them, because I know if you're from these Western countries or European countries, you might think that someone actually eating dogs is a bad thing. But just because you think it is a bad thing because of the way you were raised doesn't mean that it is a bad thing for everyone else. So yeah, dog delicacy is something out here in Korea to look forward to. If that is something that you are interested in eating, yeah, you can order for a dog soup. But now I heard that the more younger generation is not really into that, because South Korea is expanding its borders to foreigners, and their culture is being altered as time goes on. So not many of the younger generation is into eating dogs, but then I think that the more older generation will still consider it as their favorite delicacy, if you may want to look at it that way. Yes, and my next point, in South Korea, playing online video games is a big thing, an extreme huge hit. Actually, amongst the Asian community, uh, playing online video games as a profession is a big thing here. So most people just go to these shops that are already established. So it's just like doing your regular 9 to 5 job, but you're playing video games. And I don't know exactly how it works, but that seems like a fun thing to do. Wake up in the morning, dress up, go to a video game shop, play your favorite video game, get paid for it. Yes. And this next point is quite interesting because it's actually everywhere. So there are these places called love motels, and they are actually small sized hotel rooms that is available for couples who want to spend the night or couples who just want to relax, if you understand what I mean, or couples who just want to like get a massage. I mean, single folks are available. There are rooms available for single folks also, but then there is the service if needed. So yeah, there are a lot of motels scattered all over South Korea, and it is legal. So you shouldn't be watching your back for cops or anything. They are legal. You book a room, you order for the service that you want, and delivered right at your door. So yeah, that's another one to look forward to. Next point is quite a more unique one that I'm not quite familiar with at all. So most places that I went to in the traditional looking places of Korea, because Korea has the more traditional places, and then also it has the more developed places like the skyscrapers and whatnot. It has that side of the city, and then it has the traditional. So I went to these traditional places, got a chance to visit a couple of homes, and interestingly enough, I found out that their floors are very warm. Yeah, their floors are very warm, and that is because the theory behind it is that way back in the days, the heating systems will go through underneath their wooden floors or whatever floor they have. The heating system goes down through that place. So as the heat goes through there, it warms up the floor. That is why if you had watched most Asian or Korean movies, you realize that they like to sit on the floor with their legs crossed, enjoy their meals, watch TV. But yeah, they like to sit on the floor because the floor is so warm. If you actually take your socks off and you walk on the floor, it's just an extraordinary feeling, because usually you're used to the heat. I bet in your room your heat comes through the vent and doesn't come from the floor. So that is something to look forward to if you're trying to get a house here in South Korea, or an apartment, some of the older apartments obviously. So I also figured out that there's an island here called Jeju Island, Jeju Island, and there's an interesting thing about that island. So history has said that it dates all the way back to 1,500 years ago, that most of the men on that island stay at home while the ladies go to sea. I bet it's not like that in your country, but again, we are in South Korea, so yeah. The ladies go out sea diving to look for this thing called seaweed, and also to fish. So yeah, the men stay at home and the ladies do that, and they pass it on to their children. So it's a generational thing that passes itself on over and over the years. So to them, I bet it's not anything new, but to me, it's quite shocked that the man is pretty much relaxed at home while the wife is in the middle of the sea diving looking for seaweed. Oh, I know you might think that in this next point, you might think that, oh well, maybe I'm a hard liquor person. I go all in tequila, vodka, Ciroc, just name them. But then here in Korea, they are big on alcohol. Alcohol is a big thing out here in Korea. So they have this thing called soju. Personally, I haven't tried it because I'm not a big alcohol person at all. But from what I've heard, it comes in different flavors. I believe grape and some other interesting flavors. But yeah, they have soju, and it is hard distilled liquor. From what I've heard, soju can mess you up pretty bad. So if you think that, oh, the tequila or vodka or Hennessy or any of those things can knock you down, I bet you haven't tried soju yet. So yeah, if you're a local person and you're coming out here to Korea, you might want to taste soju and see the kind of extreme effect it has on you if you really want to get that drunk. So Valentine's Day, I know February is right around the corner and it's creeping up, and most couples probably are gonna be like, oh well, I need my boyfriend to get me something, or boyfriends naturally are expected to get their girlfriends something on Valentine's Day to express their love and undying emotions towards their partner. But hey, check this out. Out here in South Korea, it's actually the reverse. So, the ladies on Val's Day treat the guys as kings or whatever. They go out to do the shopping for the guys. So just like in the Western world, the guy you go buy stuff for Valentine's. Here on Valentine's, the guys do not spend a dime. The ladies do all the spending on the guys. Now, I bet ladies were not just going to leave it there and be like, well, let's just treat these guys and get nothing from them. Actually, the twist to that is they have a day on the March, on the 14th of March, right? The 14th of March is set aside for something that mimics Valentine's Day for everyone. But then this time, it is the duty of the guys to buy for the ladies, so to treat the ladies or the love of their life that special. Now, there's even a bigger plot twist to that. Whatever the lady got you on Valentine's Day, guys are expected that on March 14th, they are supposed to do twice of that. I knew the ladies weren't just doing that for doing sake. This next point is really a big point that I've actually come to respect. The average Korean works 55 hours per week. 55 hours per week. Now in the States, 40 hours per week and you are done full time. Anything after that, you demand an overpay or overtime or whatever. But yep, here in Korea, the standard average working time is 55 hours. And talking of working, Koreans, I'll be honest, Koreans are one of the most hardworking individuals I've ever seen on planet Earth. These people, the kind of motivation they get each day to do what they do is out of this world. And most people have held down the same job for the past 30, 35 years, and they come to work every single day with that same motivation. Because I know other countries that I've been to, when they get hired, you see them all motivated, and as time goes by, it's like, man, I don't really want to be here. I don't really want to do this job. And you know, that kind of sluggish lifestyle, you just not find it in Koreans. Koreans, it's just, let's get it done, let's get it done, let's get it done. They are those kind of people. Just, okay, I've been doing the same thing for 25 years. but today I'm going to do it again as if I just got hired. And even the older folks, because most of the Koreans that I meet working are old, and you would think that with their age they will use it as an excuse to slug around or be sluggish and just lazily wander about. No, it is not like that. I've seen most of them that are around 65 years, and they're pretty much more active than someone from the Western world that is like 21 years old and is just lazying around. No, it's just not like that here, and I found that as one of the reasons why Korea is a fast developing country, because it's like the whole country has a mission to get things done regardless. So you're not looking at anyone. If it is work time, we're going to do the work as we are supposed to do, and then when we get off work we can have all the fun that we want to. Oh, interestingly enough, I figured out that, because I like to take pictures. If you don't know, I'm a photographer if I'm not working in the Air Force. So yeah, I went out to take pictures with a bunch of other Korean folks, and I realized that anytime I was gonna take a picture and I was like, can you guys say cheese to light up a smile on your face, or just like the way you do if you were taking a picture of someone, cheese, and they smile and then you get a nice shot. They don't say cheese for some reason. I cannot just understand why, but instead they say kimchi. Kimchi is what they say in place of cheese, which also brings out a good smile. Yeah, and this next one is a huge epidemic that just blows my mind off. So here in Korea, 97% of the population have smartphones. Not phones, but smartphones. 97% of the population. And everyone is so technologically inclined. So it's like everyone is so much focused on technology that on a subway bus, everyone you see is buried in their phone. Just like that. Everyone is just buried in their phone with their headphones. No one talks to no one. It's just a silent train ride and everyone is just into their phones. And that kind of struck me in two ways. That is this a society where everyone is just about the whole online thing and no one really cares about their neighbor? Or what is it? Maybe they are just that advanced in technology, who knows? But yeah, that is one thing I found. And even with the older folks, yeah, you would think that the older folks will probably be using a flip phone or something. No, Samsung, all touch screen. Yeah, they go all big here. Yeah, and moving on to my next point. So there is this myth here about Koreans, and I find that I don't know if to. I'm just trying to get the whole idea behind it. So Koreans believe that if you sleep under your fan continuously for a certain period of time, whoever that is directly under the fan dies. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Yep. When you turn on your fan, probably in your room somewhere, you turn on the fan, you sleep right under it, and you wake up the next day all perfect and go to work. But here in Korea, that is something they dare not do. So no one sleeps under the fan probably overnight. You can sleep under the fan for a couple of hours and turn it off. Now, that will not be fun, waking up every 2 hours to turn off your fan or turn it back on. So here, the fans in Korea do have a self-timing thing where you can regulate the time, and then it prevents you from dying when you sleep under it, because the fan is going to shut off when that time comes around, and then that way you can wake up and be alive the next day for whatever the day has to offer you. So yeah, and another myth, not myth, but something that they believe in here is that the number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is a bad omen in Korea. It's a bad number. No one wants to associate themselves with 4, and I kind of wondered why. Probably there is some history or myth or idea behind it. So when you go on when you go to a hotel or a mall or something, you'll look down to the elevator, and there is 1, which first floor, 2, second floor, 3, third floor, but there is no 4th floor. There is no number 4 there. You just have F, and then you have 5, 6, 7, and however tall the building is. Yeah, they don't believe in number 4, so instead of 4, they use F to signify 4 for anything that they are doing. Which probably, had I never come to this country, I'll never have known that there is something that exists. And my personal experience about Koreans in general is that I figured that here, I've been trying to look for the word for excuse me. Excuse me, if that is even a thing here. So you know, back in the US, someone coming towards your direction, they say excuse me, and you move out of the way, and that doesn't seem to be a thing here. Because my first couple of weeks or even month here, I figured that people would just walk right into me. Yeah, people would just walk straight without giving you eye contact. They just walk straight to wherever they are going, walk straight into you if you are in their way, with no excuse me. And when they bump into you, it's not like they turn around and say I'm sorry or anything. They, well, probably if they're on their phone and they bump into you, they just continue looking at their phone because it's a thing, and they bump into each other every single time. So that is perfectly acceptable. Now, quite uniquely, I found that on the train station, right? So you know, other places when the train arrives, those that are going to board stand and wait for those that are coming off the train to come out. Then you can go ahead and board onto the train. No, that doesn't quite happen here. The moment the train arrives, people are coming out and people are just bumping into each other straight into the train. So I figured that that is quite unique. And on the train, on the metro buses, I also figured one interesting thing. There are seats that are designed for elderly people, and these seats, I would say, the youth, if you're not up to a certain age, you just cannot sit on them no matter how full the bus is. Because guess what, when you sit on it and an elderly person comes, they would demand that you get off their seat. That is how much right they have when it comes to their seats on your train, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I learned a couple of things in Korea, and I found their language very unique. So you know how most things you'll be like, hey, come here, right? Or good morning, or thank you, or any word. It's just either 2 syllables or like 2 words, and it just ends there. Not in South Korea. Interestingly enough, they believe that the more you drag a word, the more respect you add to it, or the more you respect you add to whatever the person is, whatever you are telling the person. So, say you're about to say thank you, someone just did something to you, and you're about to say thank you. The word is asimida. Asimida is the word for thank you here. But in Korea, Koreans won't just say asimida. They will be like asimida. They have to add that to it just for them to prove that they are adding respect to it. And now that amongst everything is the most unique thing I found here in this country. Like good morning will be something like anaseyo. That is the word anaseyo. You would think that anaseyo would end there, but no, not in Korea. Anaseyo, anaseyo. They need to emphasize that musical part of the word. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but anaseyo, no, you didn't add enough respect to it. Anaseyo, yeah, that is you adding a little bit of I kind of respect who I'm talking to, and that is very interesting thing that I learned, because I figured that sometimes they will be talking, because where I work I have some of the Korean civilians working there, and they will just be talking, and I would think that they were arguing. Like if you were just listening without looking at them, you would think that they are arguing. But I think one big thing about their culture is talking louder. Like they talk on a high note or at higher volumes than the average person. And it is perfectly acceptable. So if you were from a different country, probably where I come from, if someone was talking to you at a higher volume, it means that they are probably upset with you, or they are trying to express a certain feeling that they want directly directed towards you. But here, it's just the normal way of having a conversation, which is amazing. So on this note, we end for today's episode talking about what the whole culture shock and the whole lifestyle and experience is when it comes to the life here in Korea. Well, not forgetting one more point. So about their food, you can't talk about people without talking about their food. Yeah, so Koreans are one of the most healthy people you ever meet, because all their food is vegetables for the most part. Lean meat and vegetables is one of the big things that they dwell on here. So mostly when you see most Koreans, they are very slim and very smaller and very thin. Thin is not a good word, but very slender, like just slim, and that is what I figured that most Western countries find it difficult. They go to the gym, they try to do all these things just to get into that shape. But Koreans just eat vegetables and meat, and that is it. They don't have they are not much into this whole processed foods and things that cause people to gain the weight that they gain. So yeah, I think that is it. I think I touched on every major point about my experience here in Korea. But then again, if I come across any more interesting and weird facts about this place, I'm gonna make a 2.0 video of this, so we can go ahead and call it part 2, more formal, and talk about the rest of the uniqueness of this land that I found myself in. Thank you guys for watching my video today. Feel free to subscribe, like my video if you found this cool and weird, interesting. If there are any interesting facts that you know about that I didn't touch on, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. like this video if you enjoyed it, and again, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be part of the squad to receive notifications anytime I post a video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.